Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the Pokemon dads out there. Really appreciate you guys, everything that you do for the community. I am super excited about this Sunday's video. Really, every Sunday right now is like... I am excited to talk about the Pokemon card market, but Sunday videos are just going to hit differently. This is episode 3 of our every Pokemon card master set challenge. So if you've been around since for the past month or so, we've been talking about this new goal, this new adventure that we are undertaking of collecting every single Pokemon card master set. I've got in a couple weeks, we're going down to Card Party, so I think we're going to be able to get some of the bigger cards, like some of the nicer cards, some of the crystals, hopefully, some of the shinings, maybe spend a little bit of money, find some good deals, see how much it's going to cost us. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but really, leading up to that point, I wanted to get as much of the bulkier stuff done as possible, and if you have collected Pokemon cards for a while, you know that there is a lot of sets that have been printed over the past several years, right? Pokemon is going to be entering their 30th anniversary next year. We have no idea what that looks like yet. We know Mega Pokemon are coming at the end of this year. We know Black Bolt and White Flare is the end of the Scarlet and Violet block, and then we're moving into a new block that's going to feature Mega Pokemon. But there has been so many different set releases that have come out over the past year. Now, over the past several years, I have been involved in Pokemon really in depth since like 2015. So like really the tail end of Black and White, the beginning of XY is kind of when I got back into things. I started out really playing the game competitively a lot throughout the XY era, throughout the Sun and Moon era, even into Sword and Shield a little bit. But now I focus a lot more on like the business side of things, creating content, things like that. The Pokemon card market as a store owner, I don't get to play as much as I used to, but I still like to sleeve up decks every once in a while. So watching the North American International Championship this weekend, cheering on my friends, they did okay. Two of my friends made day 2, Azul and Caleb, obviously shout out to them, playing Marnie's Grimmsnarl, they did really well, but ultimately, the finals hasn't been recorded yet, or hasn't been shown yet, but it's Gardevoir v Gardevoir, like it's just the same as last year. Gardevoir still running around rampant. So, but over these years, I missed a lot. I was involved in Pokemon. I came into Pokemon originally during like the Team Rocket era and probably collected Pokemon cards like many of you, was just chasing hits, didn't really protect them, didn't really sleeve them. I ended up selling off all of my Pokemon cards multiple times. So I've sold off my collection twice within, the entire time frame that I've been involved in Pokemon. So I got into Pokemon and really collected from Team Rocket all the way up until the EX era, then sold everything off. Everything. Just put it all in a lot on eBay, got rid of everything, took like, I don't know, probably 30% of what it was worth because I didn't have the patience or the time to split it all up. And then I was just done with Pokemon. But then I got back into the hobby, collected like a bunch of Black and White, collected a lot of stuff, and then got back out again when we ended up buying our first house. So I had to do adult things, got out of the hobby, sold it all off again, did things a little bit differently, didn't sell it all on eBay. Instead, I took it to a store owner, probably got like 50%, 60% maybe. And then I got back involved again, and here I am now with a much better collection and a much better understanding of what to do. So I talk about the business a lot, so that way I don't, so that you don't make the mistakes that I made. But throughout those years, there's been a lot that's come out, and I didn't collect during like the Platinum era, Heart Gold Soul Silver era, Call of Legends era, even like the back end of the EX era. Like I didn't get involved a lot with collecting those cards. It just didn't have my interest at that time, and because of that, I'm missing a ton of stuff. And if you look, that stuff is a lot harder to find, and we're not really trying to get everything in near mint condition, and we've got a fair amount of bulk if you've been watching for a while. But really what I wanted to do was try and find an outlet that I could print off checklists. And a lot of people are like, well, Fanny, why don't you just go to Poke Collector or just pokemoncg or an app that lets you just download it on your phone. You can check off everything that way digitally. Digital is fine, and I get the reason why a lot. I really don't like being on my phone that much. Like, I don't know why, I just don't really like it. I feel like I lose, I don't know, like I just feel like I lose track of what's going on around me, and I don't want to get in, like, I don't know, I want to print stuff off. Maybe I'm just old school that way, but I was looking all over the place trying to find, and E4 does have like a really cool like master list of every Pokemon card that's ever been printed, but I wanted a nice checklist of everything. And I stumbled upon this site right here, this TBC Games site, and I will put this in the description, but they've got checklists for every single set that's released. So I'm going to print all of these off. That's one of my things that I want to accomplish this week. I have a lot of stuff I want to accomplish this week before I leave for Card Party. One of those things, I'm waiting for my Vaultex binders to get here. A huge shout out to Vaultex again. They're helping out. They're sending me a ton of binders. I want to start hammering in a lot of this bulk stuff that I've got. So like if you wanted to go to this website, let's say you want Hidden Legends, they've got it all laid out here, all of it. So you can just kind of print that sheet and I can just have it and it's good to go. The only thing that's like not great is if it does have a reverse holo variant, like they do a good job of having like multiple checkboxes here, but you're gonna have to get, like, it doesn't say reverse. That's fine. Like this is pretty much just the standard like cell sheet, which is really all I need. And I can kind of go through everything here and just kind of check everything off. My goal is to just kind of put this in like a bind, like just bind it, you know, hole punch it, bind it, and then I can just kind of whip it out. Yeah, that's great, Fanny. Let's talk about that. Whip it out at events. There we go. Good talk. Yeah, I can just kind of take it out at events and just kind of flip through things and be like, okay, I need this one, from this set I need this one, and kind of add to it. So I'll put this in the description, and then I do have a box that I am purchasing. I have not purchased yet, but I am purchasing. I've been talking to somebody in the Discord. Huge shout out to Steve. Steve is the GOAT. Guys, I'll leave the link in the description also for the Discord. If you want to buy product at MSRP, I'll keep putting drops in there. Obviously, I'll try and keep you guys notified here, so smash that subscribe button. There's my YouTube sellout. But Discord, like, they keep everybody very up-to-date on pack breaks, and I'll keep putting stuff in there for website drops, MSRP drops, things like that, as much as I can. It lets me regulate things a little bit better. It's completely free to join, so I'll drop that in the Discord as well. But I am very, very excited. Huge shout out to Steve again. Steve was kind enough to reach out to me and say, hey, Fanny, like, this is awesome that you're doing this. And I really do hope you guys enjoy this. Like, I really do hope you guys like this. He's like, what sets do you all need? I've got a bunch of stuff lying around. And he put in so much work to try and get as much stuff sent over to me as he possibly could. He sent me like 4 boxes, and we're just going to kind of go through everything in here. He's got it all separated, so I'm not going to mess up a lot of the order or anything like that, but just some of the artwork on some of this older stuff. But this is seriously the most amazing thing I think anybody's ever done for me. One of the most amazing things, and this is like such a huge help. So as soon as I get my Vaultex binders in, I can just start like labeling off these binders and start putting stuff where it belongs. I can start putting stuff in its home. So he has everything separated by sleeve and a lot. Some of it's not organized, but he's got it organized by rarity instead. But he's got a lot of stuff in here that is very difficult. Like one thing that I did want to show you also, and I'm all over the place today. I'm sorry, I'm all thumbs. But like, it's very difficult to find all the commons and uncommons that you need, because you can go to TCG Player and you can just buy, you know, commons and uncommons, but then you get stuff from all over the place, all different sellers and things like that. But it's very difficult to find, like, I can do this. I can talk and look at the same time. It's very difficult to find a bunch of commons and uncommons, you know, from the same seller, because you don't want to pay all these extra shipping charges or things like that. Like I did go to Troll and Toad. I bought a lot of stuff there. Originally, like, they've got a lot of stuff here that you can go to different sets. You can go to Cool Stuff Inc. Like, you can do stuff like that. CoolStuffInc.com. That's a good outlet where they'll have a lot of stuff that's listed, but it's tough because a lot of commons, uncommons, and things like that, a lot of stores don't list that stuff because it's got bulkier prices, so it's not worth their time to list. A lot of times, a store owner will list something and they'll pay a fee for every sale, like 30 cents for every sale plus 2.9, 3%, whatever the transaction fee might be. So if they list a card for 25 cents on their web store or their website, and somebody comes in and just buys that one card, it's a loss. No matter what. So it's very difficult to find. You can do Troll and Toad. Like I said, you can do Cool Stuff Inc. Obviously, you can do TCG Player. That's what I have used. But it's difficult to find a bunch of stuff from one seller. So having this from Steve is such a blessing, because this will let us get through a lot of stuff. So he's got, I think this is the box that's got like all the holographic rares in it. Look at that Gliscor. And we'll go through stuff relatively quickly here. But a lot of the holo rares, a lot of the reverse holos, it just looks so good. So we're just going to kind of fan through stuff so you can see all the things that I'm looking for, all the stuff that we've missed throughout the years, and it's pretty crazy to think about. So here's like a Cyndaquil from Sandstorm right here, and it's really, I can't remember all of the set symbols. Like, it's very difficult to remember all of the set symbols. I can get most of them up until, like, I don't know, Call of Legends. Triumphant, maybe I can probably identify. Legends Awakened right here. There's a Groudon Reverse Hollow, Kyogre Reverse Hollow. But also, I'm not super picky about condition. I want everything to be, I mean, LP, MP at worst. I don't really want a whole lot of stuff with, like, creases. But he's got a lot of black and white stuff in here. XY, Sun and Moon, Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, like those things I'm pretty good on, but it's finding all this older stuff. Like, I did play a lot during the black and white XY era, so I have, I mean, experience and knowledge with all those cards, but a lot of that stuff I didn't save. Like I said, I sold off my collection twice, but look at all of this stuff. Like, it's just crazy, all these holographic rares. And to do something where I would have gone in and purchased all of these, this is all in set order, which is amazing, or at least organized by set. I haven't looked by set order, but I have to scan all these in. Huge shout out again to Steve. Steve is the GOAT. What a legend, coming through with all this stuff. So that way I don't have to purchase it, and it'll be nice once I get it in the binders, because that will tell me what holes I'm all missing. So I will have to go through and obviously price all this out, because Steve's not giving it to me. Like, I have to pay for it. But it's like this, like there's a premium in my mind for doing all of this work. Like, I can't imagine how many hours were spent pulling all this stuff out, sorting it, condition grading it, because I know how long, look at even this Metang here, like, so good, how long it takes me to condition grade just modern stuff. All of these, like, I actually miss the old borders from the Call of Legends era, the Heart Gold Soul Silver era, the faded out yellow border that they had. There's a Tauros there, Larvitar. The Larvitar is, the artwork back then hits different in my mind than what it does now. And don't get me wrong, the artwork nowadays is fantastic, but looking at all this stuff, it's like, holy buckets, it's crazy, all this really cool stuff, and knowing that it's going to go to this impossible challenge, this Noctowl, just looking out over the lake there, like, super cool. And there's a lot of stories that go with all of these cards. It's just so nice to kind of have something where you take a break from all the nonsense right now. Look at Lapras swimming in the lake there, like, that's so good. There's a lot of, like, obviously craziness going on in the market, and a lot of nonsense going on, so having something to kind of distract you, and we talked about finding your happy and finding stuff to distract you, and this is something that, while I like to play the game competitively, and I usually, when I get overwhelmed in the hobby, like, I'll just kind of take a break and start playing the game again and start building decks and things like that, because that's my happy place. That's something I really, really like to do. Look at that, Heart Gold Soul Silver, double colorless energy, which is super, super amazing. There's a Blaziken in there. It just didn't seem like enough, and I wanted to do something a little different. So having this as an opportunity here, I love mastering sets. I love collecting master sets. I love giving master sets away. Obviously, we give a master set away to one lucky subscriber every single set release. So we just finished up Destined Rivals. You can watch the video that we just posted on Friday for your chance to win a Destined Rivals master set. But having the opportunity to collect master sets now is so much fun. But I'm missing all of these master sets, and going back and appreciating all of the artwork that has come out just seemed like such a fun thing. Broken Time Space, which was such a big card back in the day. We've got a Hariyama right there from, what set is this? Is this, I can't remember, Ruby Sapphire, I think. Sharpedo, Weezing. Oh, man, it's so good. Slackoth, Goldeen. Like, these are packs that I didn't really open that much, because this was like the tail end of when I was still involved in Pokemon. Like, I was starting to get out of the hobby. I remember playing when I was younger as well on this web. Like, we got a nice crease in here, unfortunately. Like, Apprentice is what it was called. Is the app that you could download on your desktop. I remember playing on that up through, the Neo era, and this is just, oh man, we've got Arcanine G right there, Empoleon, Dusknoir FB, Crobat, Infernape, Regigigas, this is like crazy good all of these cards, like bringing back, you know, so many memories and so many stories. Miss Magius, look at that Dugong, super simple artwork, but even just seeing maybe there's holographic rares in here or something like that that you see that you're like, whoa, that's super cool. I didn't realize that that card even existed. There's just, I mean, it just keeps going. Like there's, like I said, we'll go through things relatively quickly here, but there's just, I mean, it's 4 boxes of stuff. Like through the years, like you saw that list on Troll and Toad that I just kind of showed. This is going to be a huge challenge to try and get this done this year, and we're already halfway through the year, so things are going to go relatively quickly here. We've got some black and white Plasma Blast right there, which is really cool. Raikou, Victini EX. I played a lot during the black and white era, and it was such a good game up until XY era, leading into Seismitoad and Night March, and leading into the first banned cards, Victory Star Victini, which was really big. There's a Gyarados, the Tepig storyline from Legendary Treasures. I was going to talk about Legendary Treasures today because I've almost got that set finished. I'm just missing the gold Zekrom and the gold Reshiram. Unfortunately, I'm missing both of those. And of course, those have shot up in price after the announcement of Black and White, Black Bolt and White Flare getting reprinted, which is unfortunate. Landorus right there with Gaia Hammer, which was pretty big back in the day, not like as a one-of tech. There's the Gabite there, Mincino, Garchomp, Buffalon, Druddigon, Bianca, Crushing Hammer, and then we move into Call of Legends here. Hitmontop. Call of Legends is such a good set. The Houndoom, the Pachirisu, Self-Generation, the Eek Cleffa, back in the day when everybody was getting donked at international events, which was absolutely crazy. The artwork on some of these cards is just bonkers. It just slaps so much. Look at that Donphan right there. Ursaring in the cave there. And just having access to all these cards, where a lot of them are now reverse hollow, and just comes and comes. It's just like, it's easy. Look at this Snorlax right here. What a hungry boy. A big hungry boy. It's just easier once you have the binder put together, and you have a lot of holes in the binder, but it's easier to, it's just less daunting when you have a lot of the work done already. Like the idea of going through, and this is why Steve is so amazing, because he went through and he separated by set, and separated numerically even on some of these, like, is just incredible. Because the amount of time that saves is just amazing. So huge shout out again to Steve for doing all this work, putting all this work in to this master set chase that we are trying to accomplish. And it's going to look so good when it's all done. And then to keep up with it, like, it's just going to be amazing. And we're only doing master sets that are, look at that, even that Hippowdon. Like Hippowdon's not that great of a Pokemon, but it's just, the artwork is amazing. Like, it's going to be a lot of work to get through it all, and it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it, and it's going to be amazing. And then we should be able to keep up with it. We're not doing every single card that's ever been released. We're not doing every single pop set and Southern Island set. We're doing main series sets, the half sets, the specialty sets, which we don't really have to worry about until, what, Dragon Volt? Like, that was the first specialty set that actually came out, released by Pokemon, since we're not worrying about the Pop series. We're not going to worry about the Play Pokemon series or anything like that, and we're not going to worry about the promo cards. We're going to worry about all the cards that you can pull from a booster pack of that set, which is, that's going to be what the most important thing is. So I'm not going to go through every single card here because there is so much, but this is going to give us a huge start into what we are trying to accomplish here. And once I get the binders in from Voltex, which hopefully will arrive this week, and I'll be able to record a video so you guys can see kind of what the plan looks like. Look at that Dratini right there. The City Championships Dratini is so cool. Once we get that in, and I can show you what everything's going to look like, it's just going to look, it's going to look great. Look at the Blossom there, Drifblim, Dodrio, Honchkrow, Hariyama, Magcargo, the Fortress there, this like super Batman feel, Scizor, Metagross, and then we've got on the down here like the Smeargle Portrait, which was such a big card in competitive play. Huge. Leafeon, Togekiss, Honchkrow, this Miss Magius looking over the lake. Really almost has like a Legends Arceus feel to it. There's just so much great artwork from these sets. And this, I mean, could help distract you from what you're dealing with right now in the Pokemon card market right now, like going back and looking at some of these old cards. Maybe you have a favorite Pokemon, or you want to complete a Pokedex binder. A lot of people will try and master just completing the Pokedex and getting their favorite artwork of every single Pokemon and putting that into a binder. Like, some of the artworks throughout the years are absolutely amazing, and Pokemon's been popular really ever since it started, but did not get as much popularity. Look at Legend Box, it's so good. Ruins of Elf. As much popularity until recently, until the more modern sets that we're experiencing right now. So there's a lot of stuff that has probably been missed. So getting through all of that as we kind of go through things. We'll go through this box a little bit faster because I don't want the video to get too long, but this is a lot of more black and white era stuff here. Reshiram, Horsey, Vanillux, as we've got Sableye right there, which is super cool. This is all Plasma Storm right here. It's tough to remember every single set release, every single set symbol that's been out there. Superior Energy Retrieval, which was such a big card. Shadow Triad during the Plasma days when Virizion Genesect was running around like crazy. We've got Next Destinies here, which was a fantastic set. Obviously, the Full Art Mewtwo EX is in this set, which is absolutely gorgeous. You've got Victini in this set. There's a lot of really cool black and white sets. Giant Fan Shiftry, which ended up getting banned in competitive play because of the potential that it had. This amazing looking Persian right here walking around in the city. As we move into Boundaries Crossed, which is an amazing set, a beautiful set. We've got Shell Shield Squirtle right there, which was huge in Archie's Blastoise and in the Blastoise deck. That actually ended up winning Worlds, the World Championships. There's just so many stories that go along with a lot of these cards. Lopunny, Buniri, Audino with Busybody right there, which was fairly competitive at one point in time. Town Map, which is a huge card, even right now in GLC. As we move into more Plasma Blast here, which has some amazing secret rares. You've got Dual Brains Magnezone right there. Free Flight Zubat, which was huge when Andrew Mahone took down his first regional with the Landorus bat line, with being able to put all those damage counters. Bicycle was a big trainer card back in the day, just for a draw support. Suicune with Safeguard was a big card back in the day. You've got Electros and Dynamo and Driftbloom and all these really cool. This is so amazing. Houndour, Salamence. Just kind of looking through all this stuff and just remembering all the stories that go along with it, or how big they were. Pokemon Catcher, which they had to errata at one point to change because it became too broken in competitive play. Became too big of a deal. I don't want to drop these, and I don't want to mess up the order. Gothitelle over there. We've got this box and then one more. And then, like I said, like we'll continue recording videos about like the market and stuff like that. But Sundays are going to be kind of devoted to the Master Set chase and what we're all trying to do in the Master Set, because it's so much fun trying to go through and putting this together. And I know I'm going to look Victory Star Victini again. I know I'm going to get distracted going through stuff, and I'll probably get very wordy. Somebody commented, well, you had like a 16-minute intro last week, but it's not about like, it's not an introduction. This is just us talking about Pokemon. Like, this is just very exciting stuff to me. Ninetales with Bright Look, which was really, really big for a short period of time in competitive play. As we go through Dragon's Exalted right here, which was an amazing set with the Rayquaza EX. Dragon Call Gabite right there, which is a big card. Just really, really cool stuff. Blend Energy. As we move into Black and White Base, which brought back, it brought back secret rares. Like, secret rares started with Black and White. You've got the secret rare Pikachu, the secret rare Meowth. Those are going to be tough to chase. Those are going to be super expensive. A lot of Black and White era secret rares. When it comes to the Pokemon, you want to talk about like expensiveness, like the Charizard, the Blastoise, the Chandelure, the Zoroark. There's just so many. And then even when we get through the shiny Pokemon throughout the Heart Gold Soul Silver era, like it's gonna be daunting. And this is a lot of stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, Steve sent an absolute ton of stuff, but we're gonna have a lot of holes. There's gonna be a lot of work that needs to get done, and we'll get through it all. But it's gonna be an amazing amount of work
trying to get through everything, trying to master everything as we go through. This is our last box here. Moving through all of these older sets, all of these, like I said, Platinum era sets, Call of Legends, Heart Gold, Soul Silver era sets, which I just wasn't around in. I mean, I watched a lot of the competitive games during that time because Top Cut would stream The Top Cut, which was ran by, you know, Jay Witz and Kyle Sukovich and Michael Pramawat. Like they would actually go to national tournaments, Pokemon Nationals, and they would broadcast and stream on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever it was at that time. They would record and release on their YouTube channel. So that way you could get a feel for what was doing well in the meta. And I remember going back and watching all of those older tournaments and watching players get donked all the time and seeing a lot of these sets during that time, like, oh, what does that do? What does that do? And then building a lot of older retro decks and playing with those. Like some of these cards they just bring back so many memories, and seeing all of this is amazing. So I owe you, Steve, a lot. Thank you so much for all of your help with this. This is absolutely incredible. I'm really excited to binder this all up and kind of see where we're at, but this is amazing how much work you put into it. And like going back and looking at the numbering system that Pokemon used to do and how different it is now than what it used to be like it's just crazy. Look at that Ghastly. Oh man. That Pikachu is super hype. Like they do it by typing, and then alphabetically for the trainers. Back then it wasn't by typing at all. It was by rarity to start. Like the amount of time that this must have taken you is crazy. Spiritomb right here was a big card. I don't even know what set this is. I can't even remember. I recognize the set symbol, but I can't even remember what set it is. Trying to remember all those set symbols is just... Eventually, once we get through all these master sets, that will help a lot. I will be able to start remembering all of the set symbols, which will be great. But seeing all of these cards, like some of them I can't even remember. Because I wasn't around, I wasn't playing as much. Look at how majestic that Ninetales looks. The Executor right there, a beautiful Gyarados right there, Sudowoodo, Slacking, Kricketune, Walrein right there, Whiscash, and Bayleaf. We got one more stack here, and then I'm gonna wrap things up. But this is my job throughout the week. I gotta record a lot of videos for when I'm gone. I gotta go through a lot of this stuff. I gotta build decks for Card Party. I got a lot, but this is crazy. Diamond and Pearl over here. The Tropius, a cool looking Abra, Parasite. But this, I mean, even if you're somebody who's not like, hey, this is too much for me, I'm not going to try and master everything. Like, I get that. It will get really expensive and it will be a lot. Look at that Claymation Pichu right there. But even just seeing, like I said, some of these cards and some of the artworks, maybe of some of your favorite Pokemon. A lot of this stuff, while it's more expensive, a lot of this stuff is also fairly inexpensive. So there's Claydol, Cosmic Power. You probably recognize that from Celebrations because it was such a big card in competitive play. We've got a beautiful Houndoom with the volcano in the background there. There's Dialga. But it gives you the opportunity to see some artwork of maybe some of your favorite Pokemon and some of the cards that you're like, well, I want that one. There's that cool Latias right there. Very reminiscent of the Latias special illustration rare that we have. Mawile, Melodic, which is a very cool Pokemon. Primeape, one of my favorite Pokemon right there. Just so many stories, so many memories, so much amazing artwork. And the artistry that went into all this is super cool. So I'm really excited for this. Spinning Turn Baltoy was another big card. We've got Slugma there, Tangela, Swablu. Like this is incredible. So now the real work begins in trying to get through all this. Obviously, today being Father's Day, I'm going to go hang out with my dad and get orders packed tonight and do work. But this is going to be a lot of fun. But this is an amazing start. Going through all of this and then bindering it up and then adding my bulk boxes to it and then really starting, like this should get me through a lot of like the commons and uncommons to the point where we'll be able to focus a lot on like reverse hollows, maybe some hollow rares here and there, because that was the chase card through a lot of these sets. But then, you know, focusing on older EXs, primes, legends, like all those cards is going to be a lot of work as well. And then moving into more of the ultra rare categories, it's going to be incredible. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Father's Day. hope you enjoy this journey. If you do, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. Like I said, we'll continue doing these on Sundays because I think this is really fun, and we'll get through this year. Hopefully, it's going to be a lot of work, but we'll get there. Thank you so much for everything. I love you guys. I'll talk to you again on Tuesday. Till next time, peace.